What is going on, guys? All right, so this YouTube video is going to be a very important one. Obviously, it's not a training video. It's not a nutrition one. It's basically my motivation and what's kept me going these last few years, and what made the switch to try to be the best version of myself. I always heard this when I was a young kid meaning preteen to, by the time I was in middle school and high school, is that you're done building muscle by 24 or 25 years old. Now, is that true? No. But that quote stayed with me throughout my entire lifting career so far, and it motivated me to try to get as big as I possibly can before that age. You guys that are my age, 21, 22 years old, or preteen, teenager, how old you are, just understand this is the time of your life. I mean, take bodybuilding out of the situation. This is the time of your life to be successful, or try to attempt to be successful by the time you're 25 or 30. Because my goal is to be retired by 30. That's my goal. I don't want to have to work a day in my life after 30. It's a tough goal, yes, extremely. But it's, if you don't have any serious goals in life, you're not looking forward to anything in life. Man, by the time your age right now, you youngsters out there, this is the time of your life to where you need to put in the most effort to get the physique that you really want. Because man, I know I'm not 30 years old yet, thankfully. I'm not 40, I'm not 50, but does it slow down as you get older? Of course it does. That's why I started this journey at such a young age. I mean, I was already working out before middle school. I was already training in 5th grade. I just didn't take it that seriously until about 7th, 8th grade. And then in high school, I played baseball, basketball. I was always an athlete. I didn't do football or wrestling. I get asked that question all the time. If I'm a wrestler or something, I'm like, nah, I'm just a bodybuilder right now. But anyway, yeah, that quote stayed with me for a long time. And I heard that quote in 8th grade, because I was already working out before I heard that quote. But when I heard that quote in 8th grade, I'm like, oh man, so I really got to push myself here. So what I did was, what made that click was I need to eat as much as I possibly can and get that size. So when I was in high school, what I did is I would, even in middle school I did this, because luckily my dad was a PE coach, like what I'm doing now. My dad, he coached PE for 30 years. So I ate breakfast at home. I had a pretty big meal. Then I sat in his office before school. I already had my 2 meals in before school even started. And then I would have peanut butter jelly sandwiches in between classes, because they wouldn't let us eat in class. High school you can, but middle school you can't. At least that's my school. I don't know how it is now, but anyway. But yeah, I would eat that in between. So that was in between 2 classes. I would have peanut butter jelly sandwich, and then I had a protein shake, just a little, not Fairlife, but I can't remember the name, but it had 30 grams, so it's just easy protein. And then lunch was pretty simple: chicken, rice, some steak, stuff like that. I ate about 150 grams of protein a day back then. Now I'm eating about 250, 260. But it's things like that where things that set you up for success at an early age is what you need to go for. I know a lot of you guys don't have that access or that, but you just try your very best at a young age to be the best version of yourself. Because man, it hit me all of a sudden, like, oh man, I got to get rolling. So, but the last few years, I've really took a step in my nutrition, which is the biggest reason why I've gotten so big after these last few years. Is I'm recovering from my workouts like never before. Of course, I'm still sore, but I'm not. I'm just recovering from the workouts, which is key. Because when I first in high school, I really didn't watch my diet that carefully. Middle school either. I was just eating a lot of food. But then at about 10th grade, I started to click. Like, all right, I need to start eating better and stuff like that. So I was eating fast food every day and stuff. I'm just, that's just not good. So clean up my diet. Man, I blew up like crazy by the time I was a senior in high school. But yeah, so after high school, now I'm living this life to where I want to be the best bodybuilder. Now I'm out of high school, I have a job and everything. Now I have more freedom to do what I love doing, and that's incredible. I know a lot of you guys here heard that. I always hear this. Heard somebody say it, or just on Instagram, whatever. Like, grind when you're young so you can retire by your 30, 35, and enjoy life as you're older. Now, I try to do the mix of both. Okay, you have to be able to enjoy life at a young age and still go for your goals and passions. Try to be successful in life. What they mean by that is make a lot of money young, not just money, but succeed in your passions and what you love at a young age, because it doesn't get easier when you're older. That's the one thing you can't control is age. It's just something that we just can't control. We just age. We live our lives to our fullest. But man, it's I just don't want you guys to be a one-hit wonder. I'm just gonna take bodybuilding for example. Be there for a moment. You hit the stage, and then you go away for a year or two, and then you come back, then you go back. So it's like I want you guys to be able to do this for a lifetime. So and what's kept me going, being consistent. You got to be consistent. That's the number one thing. Because a lot of you guys I see in the gym, at least what I see, I'm not singling anybody out, but I see a lot of people in that gym that come and go. And the thing is, the person that works harder than the guy who's genetically gifted is always going to win. So, and what you guys will not see, and this is very unfortunate, is the owies and injuries that set you up to where you can never do it again, which is weightlifting. But like, I've seen so many guys that I've seen in the gym. My journey is they get an injury because they rush their workouts, they rush their journey, they rush their just everything, and everybody's like, "Oh, Connor's just lucky. He's got good genetics. He's got all this." Yeah, but I took it a different way. I took my time with it. You guys can look through my Instagram and look at the very bottom post. I don't know what year it was. I think it was 2019, but anyway. But as you scroll up from that post, you see that I slowly got bigger and bigger and bigger. I never blew up or down. I took my time with this. I enjoyed the process. But yeah, I took my time with it, and I was smart with it. And I really stayed true to my passion and what I love doing. I'm going to say this again, but for the guy that, that comes back for 2-3 months in the gym consistently, goes away for 5 months, comes back for a whole year, and it's really hard on the body, and it's really hard to maintain that and keep it for a lifetime. And again, this goes back to my original statement about you only have such a short amount of time to put that size on at a young age. And this goes into a whole other subject of a lot of kids I see in the gym that are lean year-round. And I talked to one kid the other day. I told him, like, "Hey, dude," or he came to me. I didn't go to him, but he came to me asking, "How do I clean bulk?" And I was like, "What's a clean bulk?" I never heard, what's a clean bulk? He said, "How do you not know?" I'm like, "Because clean bulking is not a thing." It's not a thing. I don't know any professional bodybuilder that's done a clean bulk. If you have, please let me know. Send me a DM on Instagram, whatever. I'd love to see his slow process. But anyway, a clean bulk, man. Because he asked me, "Well, that's 200 calories of your maintenance calories," and I'm like, "So you're going to do that?" Because even if you're in a surplus of calories, you're going to gain fat no matter what. That's something you can't control. You're going to gain fat if you're in a surplus of calories, which is typical in a bulk. You're supposed to get fat. Not like obese fat, but you're going to get fat on you. But he told me, or I told him that no, because he was already muscular. He already had some muscle on him. He's not a newbie. So I'm like, why you want a clean bulk? Because I want to stay lean year round. Okay, so here's my main problems with that. One example I'll just tell you now. Go look at, I told him this actually, I said, go look at some old photos of Arnold and Jay Cutler, or even Ronnie in their off season. Okay, they didn't clean bulk, they were off season. They were eating not 500 calories over their maintenance, they were eating a solid 1,000 to almost 3,000 calories over their maintenance calories. You guys have all seen that picture of Jay Cutler. I'm just gonna stick it right here. Boom. You see that picture? Now, that's photoshopped a little bit, but he was definitely fat in that picture. He was probably eating about 8,000 calories, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, he was off season. Now, of course, I don't get that fat. That's a little much, but he was probably half that size. He wasn't that big. But anyway, but yeah, those bodybuilders were off season. You know, they were hiding the muscles are hiding under that fat and water. It's not just because you don't see the muscle doesn't mean it's not there. If you guys don't understand what a clean bulk I know what it is, in terms of that phrase. So a clean bulk is it's a very slow process. You're typically not going to gain a lot of muscle on a clean bulk. You're just not. A regular bulk, which is what I'm on now, is typically 6 to 8 months where you're eating a solid 1,000 calories over your maintenance to where you can build muscle in a short amount of time, which is typical. Now, a clean bulk or a lean bulk, same thing, is where you eat probably 300 to 500 calories over your maintenance, and it takes about almost a year and a half to 2 years to put on muscle. Now, which one sounds more reasonable? Now, if you're on a clean bulk and you're not getting any muscle, it typically means you're in a deficit of calories. And being in a deficit year-round is so hard on the body, and it's hard to put on muscle because you're just not eating enough. You're not recovering. The biggest reason why is because you're not recovering from your workouts. Just because you don't feel sore does not mean you're recovered. It does not. So you need to be able to fuel your body, and that's a whole nother thing about being young, guys. I mean, here's a good example. So I'm going to take two examples, a 25-year-old and a 21-year-old, just like me. So which one out of these two is going to be lifting for a longer period of time? Okay. All right, the 25-year-old is eating 2,000 calories a day, relatively big. He's probably, just say, half the size of me, so you guys can picture that in your head. So decent muscular guy, but he only eats 2,000 calories, and he clean bulks year-round. So you got that example. Now the 21-year-old, who is not as big as that guy, but he's eating 3,000 to 4,000 calories. So let's just say he's eating 1,500 calories to 2,000 calories over his maintenance. Maintenance means how much you burn off in a day. So you have to eat more than that to gain muscle or gain weight. But anyway, so he eats that much, 2,000 calories over his maintenance. And then he trains 6 days a week, 7 days a week, eats right, sleeps right. So who by 30 is going to have a better looking physique? It's going to be the 21-year-old. So he's going to catch up way quick. He probably will catch up to that 25-year-old within a year or two. Because social media is blinding you guys from getting a good physique. It truly is. And it's so, because I guarantee you guys, you follow people on Instagram where you just seen a post before, like, they say, oh, check mark, X mark, this is good for you, this is bad for you. Block all of those people. Please, block all of them. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. And the reason why because the thing is, all those social media people, fitness influencers, are lean year-round. Why do you think that is? Who's going to look better on Instagram? Who's going to get more likes? The guy that's bulked up, like me right now, so not really defined muscle, but the guy that's bulked up is going to look better than the guy on social media by the time he's done with his cut from the bulk. But the guy on Instagram, let's say a 20-year-old, looks amazing, not big, but he's cut, but he gets way more likes than the guy who's bulked up. So he's going to make more money and stuff, because that's blinding you guys from getting you a good physique. And most of those guys are taking stuff to make them stay that way year-round. So that's just, the thing is, if I was hired by a company to look a certain way and pay me a certain amount of money year-round, would you not dapple something here and there to look a certain? Yes, I would. If I'm getting paid a certain amount of money coming in, that's how most fake natties work. That's how they do. So don't be so gullible online to where saying, oh, cheek curls are bad for you. Oh, don't do that. You have to stay like this when you curl. Okay, let him do his thing. Let him do his thing. He's got his little 16-inch arms. He's good. He's good. I got my almost 20-inch arms here. So, and I do my cheek curls. I'm going to tell you guys something. How many times on my Instagram have I said, this is bad, this is good? Never have, right? Never have. Because I believe that every exercise out there is good for you if done correctly. Because there's a lot of things that people do wrong on certain exercises, like behind the neck press, cheek curls, and then they hurt themselves like, oh man, I did this, so it's bad. Okay, you just got a fragile body. That's all that is. But okay, I don't want to go too off topic. Now, if you guys are older than 24 years old, please don't freak out. Please don't freak out. Don't be like, oh man, I'm done. I'm not going. Connor said, oh man, no. Again, it's a mindset thing. It's a mindset. So keep that. My mindset right now is I have to be as big as I possibly can, or the best physique I possibly can by 24. That's my goal. So I got 3 years left. So that's a mindset thing. You guys that have passions, have a mindset or a quote that keeps you motivated and disciplined to reach that goal. Because that's my biggest quote right there for bodybuilding. So right now, at a young age, you need to be focusing on size and strength and not cut. You're like, oh, I want abs. Because a lot of you guys that follow these people online, fitness influencers, they're so small in person. They are extremely small in person. And I met a few people from Instagram that are extremely small in person because they're cut on Instagram, right? Anybody can look good on Instagram, but once you hop on stage with somebody, oh boy, whole different story. I learned that 2 years ago when I stepped on stage. This one dude was like freaky as hell. Holy shit. But anyway, because the thing is, like your favorite guys out there, like Jay Cutler and Arnold, whoever, those guys are big and cut. And I think that's what most of you guys want, is that big and cut physique. Not just cut or just big. But again, you can't do both at the same time. Okay, you have to get the size and strength first and then cut it down. It's never the opposite. Because if you do the opposite, you try to cut, you're not going to be able to go anywhere from a cut. You're just going to be staying cut. So again, when you're young like me, do the size and strength. Again, cut back probably 2 months out of the year to reset the metabolism and then bulk up again. Unless you're like me who competes every other year and tries to win a show and stuff, which is fine. But yeah, because it's good on the body sometimes to really get shredded. I mean, every other year, I'm not saying every year, just every other year, kind of really reset the metabolism and then bulk up again. And this is a whole nother topic. So if you guys are, let's say you just finished a cut and you look good, because I know I get a lot of DMs on Instagram about people asking me for tips about how do I bulk up without getting fat. And this is the truly harsh reality about a bulk, is that you are not going to stay lean on a true bulk. I'm sorry, it's the way it is. Unless your body just naturally, you just naturally stay lean, which is really rare. Now that being rare means you can get huge by staying lean, and even when you're eating a lot of food. Guys like me, it's like I'll carry a lot of water weight and stuff, but you guys take a look at Arnold back in his. This goes back to what I said earlier about Jay Cutler and all them, because they were off season, man. They were putting on size, man. I mean, they were in their early 20s in these photos, so or their late 20s. So even late 20s, you can still build muscle. Again, it's a whole mindset thing. But anyway, yeah, if you guys are worried about losing your precious little 6-pack, your precious little 8-pack, whatever it is, those abs are always going to be there. You've seen them before, right? You've seen them one time. I've seen them one time 2 years ago, completely shredded. It's like, okay, this is what I got, so let's build around it. Get bigger and then cut back again, and I'm going to see the abs again, if not better. So you guys got to understand the abs are not going to go away. They're always going to be there. That's the beautiful thing about the abs, is they're always going to be there. So don't freak out if you have to lose your 8-pack for 6 to 7 months out of the year. Typically, you want to bulk between fall through springtime, and then summertime you reveal them. So that's what you want to do. That's what most people do anyway. But again, if you are so skinny, I recommend just bulking, man. Skip 2 summers and just get huge. Cut back a little bit if you want to. But yeah, just don't be afraid to gain some weight. I mean, it's because you guys are going to be so miserable being lean year round. And I've been there before. My first ever bulk was 2018, I believe. And it was the best thing in the world. Because I understood at a young age that abs are not, yes, they're nice, they're beautiful to look at, but it's like, if you keep your abs year round, you're not going to get much mass. You're not going to get bigger. So that's the whole mindset on that part. Again, please don't do a clean bulk. Please don't do a clean bulk if you're trying to put on mass. It is a very slow process. You're only going to gain about 2 to 3 pounds of muscle in a year, and you're not going to gain much at all. You'll be lucky, especially as a natural lifter, to gain 5 pounds of muscle in a year, realistically. Maybe 10 pounds if you have superior genetics. So you just got to understand that it just takes time to build muscle. And especially on a clean bulk, So it's, I mean, because it's 6, 7 months, and 6 to 7 months on a regular bulk, so eating a lot of calories, you're going to gain about 5 pounds of muscle in those 6, 7 months. If you train 6, 7 days a week, you're consistent, you eat right, you're going to gain a lot of muscle. Besides from the guy that comes back and forth all the time. So you just got to stay true to what you love, whatever passions you have, and just stay true to it and be consistent. You will be successful. And that's what I've learned over the years. That's why I'm making this video for you guys today, about try to build as much muscle before that age, 24, 25, because you have such a small amount of time to get that size and strength on at a young age. So, all right, guys, I hope this video has helped out with you guys, kind of get some clarity. So, again, my competition is July 20th. Prep starts in a week and a half. So fucking excited. So excited. So you guys, again, I'll post in the description the tickets link to the show and location and everything. It's at the Von Braun Center downtown. Again, I'll post all that in the description. So